If you just hit rear delt flies religiously, you would have had boulder shoulders by now. If you just hit lateral delts properly, you would have boulder shoulders. The way to get boulder shoulders and to get round shoulders, rear delts, lateral delts. That's it. A lot of you guys like focus on front delts. I'm not saying don't focus on front delts. Your front delts is probably piggybacking off of half your push day exercises anyway. Okay. But if you want to get rear, like capped shoulders, all you got to do is lock in and be more intentional, especially on your rear delts and your lateral delts. This guy who benched more than me was glazing me about my shoulders, man. This guy, he was a big dude. I think probably like 6'2", 230, 240 pounds, he seemed kind of like lean maybe. For the record, I'm like sitting at like 200 right now. I'm like 6'3". I'm like just shy of 6'1". This guy hit like 315 for like 2-3 reps, and I was like, ah, fuck. Okay, respect. This guy hit it. And, I gave him a compliment on it, and he was like, hey man, like he just cut me off. He just cut me off on like the compliment that I was giving him on his set. And he was like, bro, how do you get your shoulders like that? And it's come to my attention that I actually have pretty damn decent shoulders, if I do say so myself. I got some pretty decent shoulders, and as he said that, I immediately got flashback into this one day where I realized how important shoulders were. I watched this video on this one person's channel where it talked about like getting an aesthetic body. And he was like, these are like the muscles that make you like the most attractive. And one of them, as you know, is like the shoulder. It's a shoulder muscle. And so I went into just doing research on like, okay, what makes like the shoulder actually round and stuff like that. And I stumbled upon Ryan Hubbis's channel, and he was talking about shoulder growth. And I learned that it was rear delts. And so once I went on this channel and then I learned about rear delts and how to hit rear delts, I just hit those shits religiously. Bro. Like I hit them every single shoulder session, and I was so intentional with that. Like I was leveling up the weight any chance I could. As soon as I knew I could do 8 reps of the rear delt flies that I did, I moved up the weight. And then I just kept moving up the weight, and I kept moving up the weight. I think maybe like 4 months after that, this one guy came up to me and he said, unprompted, dude, you got boulder shoulders for real. And it's cool, like, I don't lift for the male gaze, but obviously I know if guys are saying that I got nice shoulders, I know the shotties is thinking it, because shotties really, they just not finna come. If you're a gym bro, you're trying to look good, welcome to the club. But the lesson the lesson I learned is this. The reason because I've been hitting lateral delts my whole life. Once I started focusing on rear delts, that's when I knew that was the missing plug into making my shoulders look more capped and more round and more bold. If you don't know who I am, I'm Chike, and I've been hitting the gym for like 10 years now. I've been 10 years consistent in the gym, and as a result, I built a very aesthetic body, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to be a lifelong gym rat and how to actually love the gym and how to make exponential gains in the gym, focusing on lean mass, clean eating principles, and just realistic principles of lifting, because a lot of people online, especially a lot of influencers and people who sell programs or routines, well, that's what they do. They sell programs and routines and diet plans, and I just think it's all bullshit. You don't need a routine, bro. You don't need a routine. You need lifting principles. You need principles. You don't need a fucking diet plan. You need diet principles. You don't need someone to tell you what to eat. You need someone to tell you what not to eat and how to eat. That's what you need. You don't need someone to tell you what to lift or what workouts to do. You need someone to tell you how to lift and how to do the workouts. However, in this specific video, we're gonna talk about the shoulders, because on top of everything I just said, my goal is to make fitness a joy and for you to embrace it. The reason you don't have the shoulders that you want right now is because simply you're not hitting the gym enough, you're not doing enough volume, and you're not consistent enough. If you're only 2 years, 3 years in your fitness journey, buckle up, because you got a long way to go. And I'm not saying you got to be 10 years like me, but the way to do it is by not counting the years and not looking at the physique in the fucking mirror every time you work out with the scarcity mindset of, oh, am I big yet? Will she notice me? You don't need to do all that goofy ass shit, bro. You just need to learn how to enjoy the journey, and that's what this channel's for. But we're gonna talk about rear delts, because what you need to do is just focus on rear delts, bro. You gotta focus on rear delts to get those capped shoulders. That's what gives you that capped look. I'm not saying ignore doing the military press. I'm not saying ignore all the other exercises. Your front delts are already probably supporting half your push workouts if you're doing them incorrectly, honestly. Your front delts actually probably already get enough work, and you should hit front delts and you should hit lateral delts, obviously. But you want to focus on your rear delts. That's what gives you that capped look, because obviously when you look at the shoulder when it's like the capped look, I'm sure you mean like, oh, it's like big like this, but what's in the back of it is what gives that 3D. Sorry, I just tapped the mic. That 3D looking look, that big ass fucking sphere in your shoulder. And the keys to do it, and I'm probably gonna put the clips up here, but there's two ways that you can hit rear delt flies, and it's the ways that you probably already aware of. It's by you doing it seated, doing it in the seated position to where your stomach is pressing on your thighs, like you're just literally pause, you're bent over, pause, and then you do the rear delts. And how I do them is that I don't do just straight out. I don't know why people teach people to just do rear delt flies where your arms are just going straight out, like completely laterally. But how I've been doing them is I go out diagonally like this. I'm not going out straight out like this because I'm not a fucking bird. That's not what I am. I go out like this. When you come out diagonally, that's how you hit it. So I either do them sitting down. My favorite way to do them though is not by sitting down. It's by having the bench at like a 125-degree angle, somewhere where it's actually low enough for you to just lay down on the bar, but at like a slight incline. And then you can use your arms that are probably not as long as mine and pick up the weight and then bring it back as you see on the screen right now. And I just, again, come back in like a diagonal position, just like that. And that's the way that you target rear delts really well. But the key thing that you need to do is you just need to fucking turn your brain off and do it, bro. Like, this is why I think the fitness community is hella cringy. Like, they'll make their entire content of like, this, like, bro, how shallow is it that it's just like, it's all just copy paste. This is how I built my arms, curls. And then you make that basic ass content and then you sleep well at night. It's like, what the fuck? Dude, I'm just gonna tell you the true principles, because like I told you in the beginning of this video, you don't need a routine, you need principles. Turn your brain off and chase performance. That's it. Like, my strategy is this: find muscle group that you want to build. Okay, find optimal workout that you can tolerate, that builds that muscle. Okay, forget about the goal, forget about everything, turn your brain off and just hit that shit. Just hit it hard. Every single time that you have your lifting day, do at least five sets that day for that muscle group and just push it. I really believe the reason that I grew so well is because, like, I follow progressive overload to the day I die. Like, I don't even think it's just because I do, I've been in the gym for 10 years. I am a fiend for progressive overload. It is crack to me. I will not do a workout and not try and do more. You need to have an ego. I heard these people, I've actually thought about making this a video. I was gonna make a video entitled "Have an Ego in the Gym," and I never got down to scripting it all the way, but I'm actually about to now, because literally today I heard these three guys lifting in the gym, and one guy was like kind of new, but you could tell he was making more progress than the rest. And the guy told him that he needs to do 12 reps. And the other guy who made more progress, he's like, nah, I'm only gonna do 8. Then the other guy said, no, because if you tell yourself you're only gonna do 8, then you're only going to try and go for 8. But the other guy said, nah, I have an ego. I always try and break my limits. And that's the wisdom right there. You have set a limitation in your mind for what you can do, just so that you can disrespect that shit and break it. That's what you need. You need to be an egotistical son of a narcissist in the gym. That's what you need to be. Genuinely. Don't be like the ego lifters that are doing weight that they have no business doing, but set a reasonable goal that you know that you can hit, just so that you can shy right above it. That's why I tell you, especially in my course, how to progressive overload. Like, you find your reasonable level that you can do, and then you just try and like break through that shit. You need to turn your brain off and just do that with rear delts. That's exactly what I did. I always push it. Like, that is the reason I have such capped shoulders, especially with my lateral delts. I'll talk about lateral delts a little bit here in this section, because I know I ignored it, because the main premise of this video is to focus on rear delts. But it's just like, even with lateral delts, like once I perfected my form by like, you know, you kind of have to bend your elbows a little bit and then lean forward a little bit and then hit your rear delts like that. That's how, hit your lateral delts like this. That's how you get the lateral head. Dude, I'll push it, bro. Like I be doing weight that's like a lot of people don't really think to do. And I turn my brain off and I just chase progression. I chase to break the limit. I'm always chasing that ego. I'm egotistical in the gym. I'm egotistical. You need to be egotistical, bro. Why, like I be picking up 35s, 40s for lateral raises at this point. You think you get to that point by picking up the same fucking 25s, bro? Like you probably been I bet you've been doing the same 25-pound dumbbells for them lateral raises, and you can do them for 10 reps, all very controlled and very well, and you did not think to pick up the 30s. I bet you, bro. You probably finished, your last set of lateral raises probably look like this. 8, 9, 10, okay. And then you put it down. That's why you don't have shoulders. That's why you don't have shoulders, bro. I promise you. You wouldn't even need this video if you just focus on the principles. Your last set needs to be like 8, 9. You just shit yourself. Your freaking skeleton falls out. 10. That's what you need to do, bro. That's what I do all the time. I mean, I'm not actually crapping myself, but it's like that is the proper way to orient yourselves in the gym. You need to just be chasing progression. You need to turn your brain off and just hit that shit hard. And in my course, I actually have a very specific sort of autistic system for progressive overloading that can help you in a way that will make it sort of a game and make it addicting. So top link in the description if you're interested in that. But you need to follow that key principle. And then don't switch your workout. Don't switch your workout. Stick to the same workout and just level it up. If you're playing a game and you start to get into the video game, right? And you start to level up and your character gets new level and you start to get more gear and stuff like that, you start getting powerful, you're just gonna switch off and play a different game halfway through? Like genuinely, if you're the type of guy to do that, I don't understand you. Like it's going to hurt you in the end. Focus on one single workout and just hit rear delts like the ways that I just showed you in the video. Notice how the principles of fitness is more important. Notice how in this video, I talked about rear delts very briefly. It's because that's like 20% of the battle. 80% is how you hit it. 80% is actually how you hit it. And that's why these influencers, man, these coaches, it's just like they give you a routine. It's like, I feel like their souls are just kind of dying. Like, I feel like when I blow up, I'm saying when, because I'm making this shit a goal for real. But it's just like they would see me, my content, and be like, man, I'm actually kind of fucking jealous because I've been telling people to do routines and it's fucking boring because I know deep down that they don't need it. Yeah, dog. Yeah, you should have told them the truth. It's like all you need is principles. These routines, like they keep giving these routines and it's just like, I know that was annoying. I know that that's not what they need. Like this is just stupid. Like I literally look amazing and I've never used their advice. I've maybe seen like a couple of videos of like, oh, what workouts did I do? Like real Chads, real fucking Tyrones and Chads and people who are just have amazing gym bodies. This is how they use fitness content. Oh, what's a cool quad workout? What to do? What can I do for glutes? Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, cool. See you in 6 fucking months when I master this exercise. That's what they do. But meanwhile, you're sitting up here mouth breathing and spamming all this different informational content. You don't need that. Like, don't let these people confuse you. And it sucks because they frame all their videos in a way to make it seem like that's the way to build. It's like, that's not the fucking way to build, dude. You can build shoulders just by getting good at doing military presses. Like I will say this, with shoulders, yes, you need to do more of like these motions. These motions is what you need, okay? Just doing military press ain't gonna cut it. You do need to hit rear delts like I talked about in this video. But you genuinely, the main principle is you need to stick to it and overload like a dog. Like you need to stick on that shit. You need to get addicted to overloading. And I can help you do that with my course. Top link in the description. Hands down. So anyway, that's it. Focus on rear delts. Learn how to target lateral delts properly. In my course, I also have an exercise form guide library, which has pretty much all the form that you need to do. But look at other creators for shorts, for form guides. It's like, it's not that hard. But go ahead and watch this video. Goodbye.